more in depth when
I'll
I'm
just
not.
link it to you then, because it's gonna be. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll look for it more in depth later, but.
I will literally send it to you right now. There, it's on that page. Right beneath the stream key.
Anyway, we're live. Hello.
Oh, we're live. Hi.
Hey.
Hello. Welcome to the behind the scenes.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back. We're gonna do the behind the scenes, and we're gonna show off these hell maps.
It's okay if you missed anything for people in the chat who didn't see all of it. It's gonna be on YouTube. So.
Yeah, well, I'll be making a highlight on Twitch, and it will also get posted to YouTube. Yes. But this is the special episode. Show off this fucking map because I spent so much time on it. There's no way in hell I'm not showing it off stream.
How long did you guys spend on it?
Too much.
Also,
I'm pretty sure we started making this map in January.
Yeah, it's been. And you finished it in what, March or April?
Yeah, April, I think.
Early April.
Okay. Yeesh.
Yeah.
Are you? Can we go?
Did you guys enjoy?
Yeah. So I'll take you off the drop page, and I'll move everybody to mansion first floor for everybody to look at. And
don't you want to start with the exterior? Because you.
It's still not.
I just want to say real quick, if you happen to miss the latest episode and you're just now showing up, this may contain spoilers.
There are some big.
Yes.
Oh, it super will.
It's super will. Actually, I'm gonna go delete the thing from my Tumblr because it's over now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if.
Oh, the. Ooh.
Oh, this map. It would have been hell. Let's see. How many did we miss? We missed 1, 2.
Oh, are all the void coins on the map?
I'm seeing
We deleted a couple of them.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we missed that one because we didn't go in that room.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You kind of just shut the party boys into.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, it looks like shading on the barrel. Apparently I found one of them, at least. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Just to make. Ooh. Yeah. 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 There was part of me that was like, while we were in that fight, like checking, like I knew that we'd gotten the one that was right there, but I was also checking like in the gaps between these for void coins. Also, Dragon, I think you need to unmute yourself on OBS.
No, there seems to be audio.
Oh,
okay.
Shit, you're right. Yeah, I was muted.
It might just be that. Oh, what?
Never mind.
Wait,
I was
muted.
stupid. I forgot that I had muted myself for main journal seekers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can explain things. This one used to be worse. Basically, there used to be this gray square over top of the void coin in this room. It was really, really nasty, and Arson yelled at me.
Yeah.
A lot of, but yeah, these maps have took a lot of time, because they're so big and there was so many effects on them. What we did to try and help reduce lag is we made the maps and we arranged everything, and then I made a complete duplicate of the entire, like, game, took screenshots.
Oh, there's a void coin you missed.
Yeah, there was a void coin over there, yeah. Yeah, yellow circles equals void coin. Yeah, so we took
I'm not even seeing the stream there on the yellow one. I just noticed that we missed that one.
Yeah. Yeah, but so then once we'd done, like, made things, like arranged it all, I was like had this whole separate map, like a whole separate copy of the game, and I just literally grouped all of the rooms together into these giant amalgamations. So we couldn't move very much furniture because all of like the rooms as much as possible were all one asset grouped into a big pile. The way we had, it was very subtle, the lights once you turn them on, because we played a lot with the settings, because Arson didn't want the lights, once they were on, to be too bright. So I made, because I have a very nice asset, which I love, which is a completely transparent square, that I apply lighting effects to. This was the lighting effect for the lights in the mansion, which was they emitted light in 6 squares and then had a dim light radius of -2, because there's some fun things you can do with the dynamic lighting if you put negative values into the second box, which essentially makes the light just naturally emit a dim glow, instead of being like really, really light. And that's also how so there's a circle outside in the back over here on the token layer that's got like a crazy high radius. It's like got 10,000. And on the dynamic lighting layer, on the back of the mansion where that light was seeping in, there was like deliberate holes. So that way the moonlight essentially would like glow in through the gaps in the dynamic lighting up the rooms. I'll have a rejoin as a prelate player for another thing. Yeah, there was like a lot of work put into a lot of places. Yeah, there's like...
Yeah, no, it shows. This is a very complex map.
Yeah, one of the things that was taking time was like, again, making all of the custom giant group assets versions of like things. So that way that they would be less laggy because there'd be less items. And the other thing was, so I made a lot of these assets as well, like the so the stairs in the main entrance area over here. This was made like, so I found an asset that was on Roll20's, because I'm pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, at finding assets on Roll20's like art library thing. But like, you know how it is, Roll20's art library has a lot of shitty assets. They're awful.
Roll20's art library is abysmal.
Oh, it's abysmal. So a lot of things I had to do included going around, like, so I found, like, a stair asset that was, like, kind of okay, but not quite what I wanted. So I made an edited version, and I made this main hall stairs, and then I made a, because it was originally just, like, a marble L-step stairs, so I made that double version, and then the one in the, over by the safe room library, I managed to make that marble staircase made out of wood. I edited the asset so it was made out of wood, and it was a wooden staircase now.
Oh yeah, I see that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hot damn, that's a difficult one.
Yeah. If we move upstairs, and I'll drag players. Oh no, I just clicked the wrong button.
I'm sure we missed a bunch upstairs.
Oh yeah, no, you did. It's a very big map, and it's like open plan exploration, so it's super easy to miss things. So when it comes to upstairs, for all of the staircases, these are all singular assets that I made, like, so I made, like, a custom second floor version of all of, like, the stairs. So because you can see on the main stairwell, you can kind of see the floor below. So I spent a lot of time making an asset that was literally just you being able, like, the railing's separate, but, like, so you can just see the entire, like, stair.
Yeah, no, that was.
So that way I could also give it, like, so that way downstairs, like, had a drop shadow on it and, like, looked more blurry, so it was, like, clear that it was, like, not, like, up here. Like, effects like that.
Yeah, no, it looks really good.
Yeah. And this one also has the same sort of effect. Oh, for people wondering, all of these purple lines that are rolling all around the... Whoops, removing the wrong things.
Oh, are those lines are the path that...
yes, they are.
Taking.
Oh, yeah.
So, unfortunately, our Bane mover, Shadow Cloak Man, has gone. But he had a whole...
I'm here.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Hi,
Man, you
what's
changed your
up?
name? So I wasn't
sure
expecting.
did.
I was like, where are they? I was looking for Kuroko. If you could tell us about the behaviors you had specifically for Bane and his path.
Oh man, I have a Google document titled "How to Walk." So
I like the start of this.
I had a couple of possible ways that I could have done it. What we ended up settling on was just I had a metronome actually in a tab, so while everyone else was hearing everything that was going on, I was getting a constant 40 beats per minute, just tick, 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 and every time one of those went off, I moved one space, right? With a couple of exceptions. First of all, he moves normally along the purple path in a counterclockwise fashion, no matter which floor he's on. Every 15 to 20 minutes, he changes floors. He changes floors using either the orange or pink path, whichever is closer. Although that specifically is a little bit nebulous because it also had to do with which one would create more immediate tension based on your positions downstairs. And during combat, he moves once every round, which made things a little weird for the first session that you guys were in, because you guys kept having combats, and I'm sitting there like, okay, I guess I just... There's no turn order, so I move every time anyone does anything.
Okay. That makes it a lot more tense. That's very good.
Yeah, there was also a bit where if he came within view of camera, I relinquished control to Arson, because this was Arson's campaign. I wasn't entirely sure when those things came up. I was just doing that, and I turned on many of the lights, but not all of them.
Yeah, I also jumped in and helped with the lights. Dragon beat
me to it. Yeah.
Yeah, so like basically all of the lights were pre-set up on the GM layer, and all that had to happen to turn them on was to move them to the correct layer. which was I was moving them to the map layer because they would, so that way people didn't accidentally grab them on the, because there's already so many things on the token layer, and dynamic lighting light sources still function on the map layer.
I didn't realize that. That's why I was moving them to the token layer. My apologies.
It's alright, like, I wouldn't immediately have assumed that they would work on the map layer. I only know this because I tested it very thoroughly.
Yeah.
Like, I've tested quite vigorously with the dynamic lighting for Roll20, which is how some of the effects we created work. Which the stream didn't get a very good view of, but because of the nature of like everybody else moving the tokens, and therefore it was only updating on drop. But I will try and demonstrate it now if I move downstairs and find a copy of everybody.
Also, I just noticed that void coin that was near the boiler that was on stream for a second there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got stuff hiding, so I'm gonna take... I'll steal Abraham and I'm gonna bring him over here. And then I'm going to have to turn dynamic lighting back on because I turned it off so players could see. Okay, so let me enable my fog of war and my advanced fog of war and my dynamic lighting. Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason why all of like the furniture was on the token layer was for a really stupid effect that was mainly for the players since stream can't see it as much since it was only updating on the drop, but is this fade in, fade out furniture effect. Which I should be demonstrating on stream now.
Kind of sort of fades in as you move closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, fades out, fades in as you move closer, but
yeah, it was a really cool effect.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
That's a fun effect.
Yes.
To clarify, next chapter's probably not going to have that effect.
No, it was it worked really well for this particular campaign because like this is supposed to be like spooky Resident Evil exploration type like session.
Yeah.
So like like to help add to like the atmosphere and the suspense, it felt like a really neat addition.
And it was.
Yeah. But yeah, so like players as they were moving around their tokens, like furniture would fade in. Also, it's kind of hard to see the difference between lights on and lights off. But basically, what lights on does, it means that it's much easier to see further away. So all of like the furniture is like ever so slightly faded in. It's a good place to see it is here. So if I put Abraham like all the way over here on this end and go to the other side, because there's some nights, you can see them. But they're like kind of still a little bit faded out. Because this is like kind of what Abraham can see. And this means that like in a couple of places, like in this hallway, if Bane was all the way over here, you'd be able to spot him from the opposite side. But still not be like bright enough for it to be like there's no point in having like atmosphere anymore. It's like we didn't want to completely kill the atmosphere.
Like I'd be able to see Bane if he were like over there, is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay.
In fact, if we get Bane, let me move to the GM layer. So I just can move this out of the way and grab him. Yeah, so I've just moved Bane all the way to the opposite side of the map from where Abraham is, all the way down the hallway. And you can see him still. Whereas if the lights were off, you wouldn't be able to see him that far away.
Yeah, though it does look like something did block the way. Oh, it's one of the pillars. Okay, yeah, that's what's doing it.
Yeah, the pillars have dynamic lighting on them.
Yeah, they all. I mean, all the like things on the bit. Yeah, it's just weird that it cuts through Bane.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
well, it's because
So
of the vision blocking.
No, yeah, and I understand that. I get how it works. It's just, yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah. Like, you're not supposed to get, like, a completely clear image, and, like, it cutting through Bane on, like, the thing is sort of to kind of represent that, like, that part of him is being blocked by your sight, by a pillar.
Yeah. Yeah, you can only see bits and pieces of him, yeah.
Yeah. On all of the on the dynamic lighting layer as well, like, yeah, I'd put a lot of work, and all of them had, so we had, like, yellow doors that Arson kept on forgetting to delete. I was, like, occasionally going through and clearing those for him because of that.
Yeah.
That's something you guys could have told me to do, but I guess not.
Yeah, it's fine. Like...
Oh yeah, I forgot. There's, like, just a random man just hanging out over here in this corner.
Oh, yeah,
he was our light tester.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
There's this fine gentleman over here.
It's Hawk Hackles, a reference to
Where?
something else that I'm in, and there is no overlap in audience.
So he was literally here because before all of your character pogs were in and set up, so you couldn't see things whilst we were setting things up if you somehow got in here. He was literally here for me to test out my lighting to make sure he worked before you all got here. So
Crazy that
this
there's
is
a full
lighting man.
16 people watching.
Yeah, no, this is lighting man. I'll move him to the token layer so you can see him
Lighting.
in all of
Lighting
his
man.
glory.
What a good boy.
Yeah, also, we haven't moved back over to the second floor because it looks like you're showing off stuff on there.
No, I'm on the first floor.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there he is.
There he is, lighting man. He was a good gentleman that helped me test out, like, you know, how far, like, people, like, player characters' light radiuses should be, how vision blocking, like, whether or not it was functioning, if it was functioning correctly, that fade in, fade out effect, and whether or not it looked good. He was my man that helped me do this. Yeah, so there was a lot of void coins all over the place that were, like, Abraham, like, got a shit ton of them.
No, you guys didn't spend
Skier
all
is
of
a
them
goddamn monster.
I'm pretty sure, we did spend, like, let's see. I think after we bought the first set of them, I was down to 1 void coin, and then I used that to increase my health. And then we found 4 more, and then we used those to buy 2 more cures.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, but you were still a
also-
monster. Like, this is the reason
Actually,
why
what would have happened if we'd used... I wonder what would have happened if we'd used those cures on the final boss.
I was wondering if you guys were going to do it to Bane while he was trapped.
Oh.
Well, the
I
cures that
think
you
that
received from
accurately
Dr.
works.
Glycerus were really more like substance melters.
Yeah.
Because they
It's
were...
just a very strong acid.
Yeah, like, the thing is
They were
that,
meant
like,
for the- they
so
were
they
meant
were,
for the
from
streamer
what I
people,
understood
not-
of what Arson explained of the things you bought from Dr. Glycerus in the shop, is that they were derived from, like, they're literally made out of void substance and void coins. So it's essentially like how Null is made out of the void, essentially. Those things you bought from Dr. Glycerus were also made out of void essence, which he had, like, used the void coins to produce. Like, he was getting a hold of void essence using void coins. So they don't really cure the monsters. What they really do is remove
make
them
them
from
disappear.
existence.
Oh. That's interesting. I'll have to ask in the next session.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
I guess the
like
next
that's
the
not what I
Arcane
understand, because I've not been briefed on everything for Journal Seekers, because I am just
Yeah,
camera
these are-
/ map mooka. But
Yeah, these are
he
arson
tends to
questions.
explain things to me occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we all get bits and pieces here and there, but depends.
Yeah, for example, I actually wasn't aware of the degree of tonal shift that I was delivering by doing...
Yeah.
Oh,
doing-
man.
wait,
Like,
by doing what?
His
by
epilogue, he
delivering-
didn't know how much
yeah.
of a tonal shift it was.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that that's how that was gonna be. I was sitting there like, I just have to go through it. I just have to go.
Yeah, like
we're sitting there mourning the death of a mother, these two children losing their mother. And then,
yeah, and like Ashlyn being like, I'll do
stock
everything I
market.
can to help my brother, and it's all really sad and depressing, and you're all like really bummed out, and Winter's real fucked up, and his bird is hurt, and it's like everyone's real sad, everyone's real depressed, and then all of a sudden, BAM!
The stock market
Richard
crashes.
Stokes, I will come here to enact my revenge. What the fuck? Is he talking about Ricky?
That was a nice
Wait,
detail.
so is Richard Stokes Abe's brother, I assume?
Richard Stokes is Abraham's great-grandfather.
Oh my god. Oh wait, so wow.
You'll find out in chapter 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
Richard Stokes was
actually,
born in 1882. He's still alive. It's kind of weird.
or if not, next chapter, perhaps just next session during the
RP.
in-character RP, wherein everyone's like, "Hey, what the fuck was that?"
Like, they
I
kind of
mean,
Like everyone's like still on the on the balcony upstairs, like looking over at like the big like business high rise, looking over at like Abraham being like, "Isn't Stokes your last name? What the fuck's with that?"
What the fuck's
So, like-
Richard?
So the next RP session is taking in place in the mansion, right?
Yeah,
So
in
it's
this
like-
mansion.
Just after chapter 4 or chapter 3. This is wait, what chapter are we on?
You're on
We're on
chapter
chapter
3.
3.
We're
Okay,
in chapter 3.
Okay. And so the building pops up and we just we acknowledge it and then we go hang out in the mansion.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna go to
Well, we
bed. Like
gotta
there's a lot of
recover.
bedrooms upstairs. Like there was
Like-
going to be more bedrooms upstairs, but we I guess we tried making things that weren't just bedrooms.
Oh, we did. You guys didn't explore every room upstairs.
Oh yeah,
No,
you
we
missed
sure
one room
didn't.
upstairs, which was
Which room?
Is it the one with these guys in it? Yeah, that one.
Yep.
Is that a void coin as a chest piece? I don't
Nope.
think it is, but okay.
no, there's no yellow circle, so no.
All right.
You could have gone up here and honed your chess skills.
Yeah, you could have honed your chess skills.
Is
It's
that
okay,
Arson
we
did a
didn't need to hone
terrible
our
job
chess
of
skill-
playing chess, by the way. Like,
Yeah, Arson could have pawned it off to either of us, but
I'm kind
also I think Arson was supposed the point was for her to lose. Because the point
I
was
know,
the
but I
things
could
that
have
she was saying.
yeah. I mean, like on the one hand, I guess maybe she was supposed to lose, but on the other hand, I cannot condemn that
The-
bad of a
the
chess
opening
playing.
2 moves were the most
She did the worst
Oh,
fucking opening moves.
Yeah, let's just move these 2 pawns while Skier is setting up according to one of is
The
using
thing
an
is
opening
that
recommended
in
by a
chess, the most
grandmaster.
actually we'll move over to the chess so we can
The
bitch
most
about chess
important-
together.
Honestly, in Arson's defense, I think that gives character.
No,
Yeah.
it does.
No.
That was
She chooses a game that
understand
she
why-
sucks at.
I understand why he did it. I'm still mad.
Yeah, no, so, I'm going to be perfectly truthful. I'm not very good at chess. I know how to play and I know the rules. Doesn't mean I'm good. The one thing I understand
hey,
in
Arson.
chess, the one thing I understand the most in chess is these squares here are literally the most important squares in the fucking game. And you want a piece in one of these squares almost constantly.
Or you want to have something defending those squares, which seems to be what's happening with these 2 knights here.
Yes, that's exactly I saw Skier set those up, and I was like, yes, good, because it's you had your pawn here, and this knight here is defending the pawn.
The pawn was right here actually, because
Oh yeah, the pawn was right there.
and
you have your
either way,
pawn.
that pawn.
Yeah, so you have your pawn, and you get a knight to defend the pawn, so that way nobody tries to take it, because if they take the pawn, then it gets taken by the knight. If possible...
Yeah, the chess book I was reading, it was recommending that I castle at some point, but I'm like, you've just moved your I think they moved their bishop to here or something, so I'm like, you know what, screw it. It was something nuts.
Yeah, no, Arson was doing a terrible job at playing chess.
Well,
Like
that was the
But
point.
that's fine.
But
That's fine. And also, like, Arson's doing a terrible job, and I've got Chess Fundamentals by Jose Capablanca, which is the best fucking chess book I've ever read in my life.
yeah,
Just sitting up in
if
front of
Arson was like if Arson was actually like playing
If the
chess in a
point was
better
to
way
win,
than
yeah.
like that pawn in the middle was still there, then like your next like one of your other moves might have been to move a pawn here so you could back up that pawn twice.
of course, this behind the scenes episode isn't just supposed to be how to play chess correctly. I think.
Oh
maybe
no,
it
of
can be
course it's
fun.
not. It's just like, you know, I wanted to take this moment because like Arson was playing chess and every single time he moved a piece, I was screaming internally.
Just take
No,
a
you know
moment.
what? I like
Completely
that-
roast Arson.
Every single
like-
time he moved a piece, I was like, oh my god. This
Look,
fucking
it's okay.
oh
Not
my.
everyone knows how to play chess. Like, I barely understand
Listen,
it.
I was
That's why I had a
same.
book in front of me.
Same. No one here really knew how to play chess.
I'm
I
not
know.
like
Except for
this
you
is the
two,
thing.
but-
I know the rules, doesn't mean I'm good.
I used to be good.
I haven't played
Yeah,
chess
so
in
you can see
forever,
the
but I could
basement. That you
actually
saw
contribute
actually
to
everything that's in this
it.
basement. Yeah, and like Alison said, these doors really are just for show to make it look more like a laboratory instead of just a random corridor.
Yeah. Oh, show them the puzzle room because I contributed this.
Oh, puzzle
The
room.
puzzle
Yeah.
room?
There needed to be a way to get you guys from upstairs to here and to be unconscious, and I contributed a good puzzle room.
Yeah, so we
It's a
have this
puzzle.
tiny little puzzle room box.
This is the whole floor.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Yeah, no, I kind of figured because it was so small, and like things were actually loading like really quickly.
Oh, this is the whole floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the puzzle. Fuck you.
I was hoping that
This
the
was
larger
literally a
size would
born
be
to fail
off, but-
puzzle. There was like suggestions, I think, up here for like how to
Oh,
like
yeah,
maybe
here, let
make
me-
the puzzle more interesting.
Yeah.
So what was the solution?
No, there was
There
no
was no
solution.
solution.
Solution
I-
was
The
get
point
fucked. It
was
was a
an
born to
unbeatable
fail
puzzle.
moment.
Yeah, that's why I smashed the key card at the end there. Just like, this is, I know it's unwinnable, but still, fuck it.
Yeah, it's literally a born to fail puzzle. It's one of those where it's like we had to, like narratively there had to be
Let me-
some kind of way for you to literally not win, so you could
Let
be
me
tied up
reveal
on
everything.
unconscious next time.
Oh, that's excellent. There's just nothing. Yeah, no, that's a solid puzzle. I like that a lot.
Yeah, so we had like some
I mean, like,
ideas
I
for
was trying to
maybe
get out of it,
making the
but yeah.
puzzle like more interesting, but like it was like nah. I would have put more puzzles inside the mansion as well, but like I had to like I was during
Yeah,
what I
tabletop.
would have spent on puzzle time, I was literally going to go away for like a whole week, I think it was total. And I would have no access to internet or anything to like do work on Journal Seekers. Like I managed to like get tentative internet connection, but it wasn't enough to be able to actually dedicatedly put time towards Journal Seekers. Because I
Right.
was helping my parents sail the yacht that I had just bought all the way from Troon in Scotland to Liverpool.
There were a couple of other things I wanted to mention. Like Harold is currently gone because he had to start his morning. But if I remember correctly, Harold is the one who did the audio editing for that cutscene. I really wish Arson was here. Arson would be able to say a whole bunch of stuff about all this.
Yeah.
You're in the
Oh,
chat,
yeah.
Arson. Maybe save me for this one.
Yeah,
Please.
like me and Austin really are just sort of like in Journal Seekers. Like we help out, but we don't generally get the whole picture given to us. We usually just get told what we
Yeah.
need to know for specific sections, and then
I
we're
mean,
like,
I'll
all right,
ask
fuck it, we'll have to work
questions.
on that.
Arson, please.
I'm eating
Sing Harold's
spaghetti.
praises.
I'm eating spaghetti. It wasn't Harold. It's Gideon.
Oh, it was Gideon.
Gideon,
I'm so
yeah,
sorry.
Gideon, somebody else.
I've got my Aussies confused.
Gideon's British.
Gideon's British.
Holy shit. Hey, let me go into a shame.
What was it?
Wait.
Actually, I'm pretty sure like isn't Gideon like South African then raised in London?
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much. Yeah, he's from South Africa. Or I don't think he's from there. I think he's British born, but he has family in South Africa.
Something like that.
We learned Austin can't understand what different accents are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but fucking, I mean...
yes, this is my Australian accent.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna move back to floor 1, because the first floor really was my love child.
But before I continue to eat my spaghetti, I love that I put 5 months of work into this entire campaign, and the thanks I get is you chastising my chest pain.
I appreciate.
What the fuck did you expect?
The point of that wasn't to even win the chess game. You know that.
I know, but you could have at least lost better.
Look, an old lady. Look, I know old ladies who don't know how to play chess at all. Period.
Oh, in fairness, who would she play against?
Abe?
Who would she play against? Babe?
No. I mean, in like the past, however long she's been locked in.
I mean, those party
who would
men
she
in
be
the
playing?
game room were playing cards, so maybe she could have gotten one of them guys.
Yeah, but
holding the cards, pretending they knew how to play. Those things don't have enough information for cognizance.
I love the thought of her trying to play with Vane.
To play devil's advocate here, you can play chess against yourself. I've done it before.
Yeah, but you won't know whether you can't get better at chess playing against yourself because you know.
Yes, you can.
You really
because
can.
it's really, really hard to like. Because the thing is that chess is an anticipation game, and since you know what you are going to do next, you basically have to anticipate against yourself, the person who knows exactly what you're trying to do.
That makes absolutely no sense.
You have to play two sides again with both of them trying to win and not favoring either of them.
Yeah, and basically since you know both like exactly what the other side your opponent is doing because they're also you, like it basically helps you with your anticipation and your forethinking, because you, instead of having to play for like the immediate, you have to go into the really long con sort of shit. In order to play against yourself, because it's like you can constantly see what you would do next if you did a thing.
Yeah, you can also play like you can buy books of just chess matches that just list the notation for what happened in the game, and then like play that match against yourself and see like why these choices were made, like what was going on. It's very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I just know the rules to chess. I'm not very good at it, but like you could have lost way better.
I mean, like, to be fair, it's like Arson's playing to lose, and I've got like a book on fundamental, like I've got this like fucking 1800s chess grandmaster like guiding my opening.
Oh yeah, no, but that was literally
like
the standard opening. That is the actual standard opening you played, where you put your pawn there and then you put your knight there. That is the textbook standard opening.
Other pawn is textbook.
It was literal. Well, yeah, it's literally a textbook. So I have the textbook in front of me.
Yeah, it is supposed to be the other pawn, but like you can do either pawn technically. But yeah.
I mean, I just chose that one because I wanted to get the bishop out first.
Regardless, sorry for roasting you, Arson.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We love and appreciate you, Arson.
Yeah, we put a lot of work into this, Arson. So did I, but we all did.
This was a really fun session. I did appreciate it. It was very good.
Yeah, so the next campaign isn't going to be like this intense, hopefully, on map time and time in general, and it'll probably be a bit more like simple, but like I think it will be like it'll work. Like I might have to like, because it's a fucking Castlevania theme, right? Yeah. God, I might have to like look up some like Castlevania map shit and see if I can try and give the maps a Castlevania vibe.
Can't believe I forgot one of the lights.
God, I can't wait for the next one now. That was a great opening.
Yeah.
It was a really good like It was like a
Total
really
shit.
nice like juxtaposition. Like everyone's like really, really sad and depressed, and like now everyone's filled with just like this confusion.
What the fuck?
Fusion? They said your last name. Who?
Now, tonal whiplash is one of my favorite jokes.
Excellent. Like, and I know for a fact that like Abe probably's heard about this and does not care.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your grandfather or something has offhandedly
I
mentioned
assume
how
we're gonna
like
learn
he
about
knows
it.
a vampire or some shit or whatever the fuck is going on, like
No.
Stock Market Man.
No,
I
it's
assume we're
a
gonna
link.
learn about your relationship with your grandfather in the next.
Richard knows this.
RP.
Or Abe knows this guy specifically.
Yeah,
Oh.
no. Abe has actually like this whole thing came out of like an improv game where about like business startups where I ended up playing Abraham just kind of as it went along.
Okay.
And so like this is canon. These things that happen in this silly improv game.
I don't know if it's verbatim canon.
No,
but
not
the
verbatim.
concept
Like
is
pretty close, but like close enough that like Abe has met this guy before.
Yeah, it'll be really fun to hear more about like the next session and Austin, who will be our big bad for it next time.
Hooray! I love being evil.
Oh boy. I love being a businessman.
He's really ostentatious so far, and I love it.
How dare you?
Like his literal opening is to do a dramatic monologue as his building like rises from the ground. Like there's nothing that's not dramatic about this man.
I still really wish that it said Vandergroup.
Oh yeah,
Who drew the image?
No, I did.
That's great.
I've been doing all of the banners and such.
That's great.
Vandergroup. I didn't think about that. I still prefer the name that I chose, but fuck, I did not think about that.
Yeah, like Arson was like, no, Skier, you can't write Vandergroup on that building. It has to be Vandergroup Industries. Okay, fine. And you can kind of see it in the image, like what I originally had, because like some of the
Letters are a bit, yeah.
artifacts are still there.
Yeah.
That's such a good image. It looks like
It's really got like the Castlevania vibe.
it's got that old video game cover vibe.
It uses the
Yeah,
NES.
Arson told me, hey, Skier, you have to use like I like what you did here, but I want you to use the NES color palette. Because the original draft was not as stark as that. It was a lot more purple. Let's see if I can find on this desktop.
I like the red line in the background. It's
Oh yeah, it's
reminiscent.
that specific line, that
line
is,
graph.
for one thing, on the one hand, that line is, it's meant to be like lightning, but also
Yeah.
like the place I got that from was GE's stock price over the last year.
I thought it was a stock line of some sort.
it super is, yeah.
Yeah.
There's an actual stock line lightning.
Yep.
That's
God,
so
I can
good.
only imagine
I
that
hear
all
that
of the lightning
sound.
that go, like, because obviously Vandergroup Industries has got lightning going around it dramatically constantly, but it's like just like a constant stock line update of like the stock levels or something.
The moment someone started laughing, I lost my
So
shit.
yeah, there's lightning like around Vandergroup, but like all of the lightning represents stock, like stock lines and things.
I'm neither going
You
to
hear that
confirm nor
thunder?
deny that.
Out of the it's the weirdest fucking lightning in the world because it's just it is tied directly to the NASDAQ.
You hear that thunder? It's the sound of you losing money.
That's the sound of the stock market going down. Man, there was an idea that I was trying to push that just didn't get accepted. where
That
it's
thunder
like,
crashing is the stock market crashing.
Yeah.
like literally, like I was really trying to push for every time Thaddeus shows up, the stock market crashes, which is like, and they have it be like, okay, yeah, he last showed up in 2008. Before that, it was in like 1930.
Nah, he's got a whole thing outside of this. Like I have genuinely already worked on his entire backstory and ambition.
Oh, absolutely.
And-
I just really like the idea of
It's a
like
good
the-
joke.
like the castle rises and the stock market crashes. Because Thaddeus has decided to sell some of his positions.
Yeah, no.
Alright, I'm back. I finished my spaghetti.
Welcome back, Artisan.
Are we still shitting on how bad I am at chess?
No, we've
we're
moved
joking
on.
about Thaddeus Vander, whose name we didn't mention. I never did the name drop during the speech, which was not entirely intentional, but honestly, it doesn't matter. You all know who. You don't.
Abe knows who he is.
Abe knows
Yeah,
who it
and
is.
like
That's all you
during
need.
the roleplay session that will happen next time, pretty much, like Abraham's probably going to immediately be like, "Oh, Thaddeus is back."
His name isn't that big of a spoiler. It'll change in 80 years.
Yeah, it's like Abe's gonna be like, "Wait, was that Thaddeus?" It's been like at least 10 years since I last saw him.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
God, I can't get
Listen
over
to his
the
last
tonal
conference
shift,
call.
though.
You can't get over what?
The tonal shift.
Oh yeah, no, it was a really good
Arsenal-
tonal shift,
the
and
moment
good job
one of
on
you
your
started
monologue.
laughing,
It was
I
so
lost
good. It was
my
a great
shit.
monologue.
Thank you. I pride myself in being able to write prose very well, and I thought the delivery was pretty alright as well.
It was very good.
We worked. The reason we were in GM Secret Times was just nailing down the timing for when the track changes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because I was like, listen, we're gonna introduce like Stock Market Crashervania. The song that plays when we say the name of the campaign and the crescendo hits has to be Bloody Tears.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, just like yeah,
Oh,
there was like a lot of really good like audio things. Like I really loved the cutscene, like the you know
Cutscene
the
was
audio
so
file
good.
cutscene. Like I didn't even know about like that, to be honest, and I was like, yeah, this is great. Listen to this shit.
Supper Soup asks, did probably a vampire mind just recently get out of hell? Probably.
No, Thaddeus has
Absolutely not.
Thaddeus has only been in hell once, and it was to ask Satan for a favor that isn't really important to the plot. Like, I'm not joking. Isn't saying him making a deal with Satan isn't important to the plot. It is, but like in the immediate future, no, not really.
It's important to Thaddeus, and that's all you need to know. Satan will not be making an appearance in chapter.
Thaddeus
I
sold to
hope.
Satan. Thaddeus literally like sold to Satan.
No, absolutely. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Sold his soul, a soul. Does it matter?
He just sold someone else's. That's
This
amazing.
isn't Ron. He doesn't just fucking scam people. It's different. He's like a genuine businessman.
Yeah, but the thing is like you could have legitimately purchased somebody's soul from someone else, and then sold it to Satan.
You bought the soul in the debt collection market.
There's a lot of speculation here.
No, yeah. But seeing as I'm here, if anybody in the chat wants to ask me questions about this chapter,
Oh, totally, yeah.
That doesn't involve chess.
that doesn't involve chess.
Yeah,
exactly.
no chess questions. Chess is banned.
Yeah,
Until
does anyone
the
have?
until
If
chapter
anyone from the
7, when
chat
we go
has
to Homestuck
questions,
and
but
it's
in the
revealed
meantime,
the Dirt Seekers is secretly a Homestuck RP all along, and we've got to go and prototype our kernels to go to Skya.
Fuck off.
yeah. But if the chat has any questions, post them and we'll do those. But in the meantime, does anyone from the players have any questions?
Yeah.
That was a very fun session. This isn't a
That
question.
was.
Well, I have some fun facts off the bat that I
So
can spit
what would
out.
have happened had we saved Bane? Had Bane been the one, and we finished the boss fight, and Bane had been the one?
If you had cured Bane, what would have happened is, while in the incubation chamber, he would have fell out in his human form, and he actually would have been able to talk, and you would have figured some stuff out about him. But you didn't do that, so I'm not gonna tell you what you would have gotten.
Cool. Okay.
And then,
We'll
is
probably
there
get
a
it
chance
later.
we can
so-
fix Bane in the future, or no?
There
It
is,
depends.
I think. Like I'm pretty sure that at the end of the session, Ashlyn was it?
Ash,
Yeah.
Also,
Ashlyn.
Ashlyn has another icon, where she's wearing a different coat.
The icon where she's wearing a different jacket is going to be used in the RP session.
Okay.
There's a reason she's wearing a different jacket. You'll
And her hair
have to
is
figure
nicer.
you'll have to figure that out in the RP session because I'm not going to tell you now. So that's
Like,
But
really
anyways,
good
we're
job
just
to our
hanging out
artists who drew things for us. Like, Brooke drew some really good shit for this. I'm pretty certain Brooke was the artist for some of this. And
Brooke
then
and
Noah
Noah.
did a good job with the monsters. Noah's a great monster drawer.
Oh yeah,
No, it's fucking
those
fantastic.
icons.
Like, I mean, Nico's also a really good monster drawer, but unfortunately, Nico is a player, so she's not allowed to know about that.
Yeah.
They ask us a question. Will the purple smoke come back? I don't know. Will it?
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm not saying.
shit.
I'm seeing that the blood image there. Is that what would have happened to Dr. Oh fuck, I forgot his name. Glucose?
Glycerus.
Glucose?
I was close. Actually, no, I wasn't. Actually, I was all
It
right.
starts with a GL.
No, that's just
That's just the red tape, man.
that's just a regular red tape.
Okay,
It's not possible for Glycerus to become a red tape unless you killed him.
Kill him.
right. And
I have a question.
Oh yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Was there a plan for if they killed Glycerus?
He would have became a red tape. That
All right.
I'm gonna move to the art
Fair
box
enough.
because I've got because Noah Brooks just we've
What-
got pictures
what
from
would happen
Noah
to
of the
Ashley if we
icons
had,
and from Brooke of the
her-
icons.
okay,
What would happen-
like, hold on, stop. We're all talking at once. It's gonna be confusing for the chat to keep up. Sheer, go first.
what would have happened if we had what would have happened to Ashlyn if we had cured Margaret and fought Bane?
What would have happened is that Margaret would have been cured, obviously, and she would go through the process of, with Ashlyn, she said she dedicated herself to curing Bane. Same would have been for Margaret for Ashlyn, and Bane would have been the final boss where he had lost all sense of self and just become a ruthless killing machine.
Okay.
Also, I might as well go over some fun
Bane's
facts.
like monster
Yeah,
form
go
is way more tame than than Ashlyn and Margaret.
Here's the thing. I had in mind that he would have a separate icon where he had ripped off the mask and you saw what was underneath. We didn't have enough time to get one.
Okay.
But well, let's go over some fun facts about the process of character creation. So in creating the Becker family, there were some basic inspirations for them. Ashlyn was specifically inspired by the escort from Resident Evil 4.
Ashley, yeah.
Yeah, Ashley. Which is why she had that thing where it's the first person that Ashlyn talks to, she follows without question. That was sort of a reference to how escorts work in most horror games. Bane, obviously, was based off of Nemesis. The thing is, when I always thought of Nemesis in Resident Evil, I'd always ask myself the question of, what was Nemesis before he became what he became now? Did he do so willingly? Or, I feel like there was a lot that they could have done with actually having Nemesis be a character or at least have backstory. That's what I did with Bane. What would happen if there was this horrible monstrosity akin to Nemesis but actually had more plot relevance than just being the big monster? And Margaret specifically was inspired by, I'm going to say most of the entire villain cast from Resident Evil 7. Jack Baker, Margaret Baker. By the way, that's where her name comes from. Margaret Baker, Margaret Becker.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice. I need to freaking indulge in some Resident Evil.
I need to play any of the Resident Evil games.
Same. I had no knowledge on the Resident Evil game, so I was like, except for the fact that the zombies usually come back.
No, yeah. What I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to start anywhere right now for Resident Evil, 4 or 7, either of them.
All right.
4 or 7.
My knowledge of Resident Evil is I played a tiny bit of the HD remaster of 1. Let's see, I don't know anything about 2.
I know for a fact that the remake of 1 is pretty good. People say the remake of Resident Evil 1 is really solid.
Okay. I think I watched an abridged series of Resident Evil 4 back when I was 13 or so.
Who made a bridge series for Resident Evil?
Yeah, it was Adam West Slapdog.
Oh, what? Oh, hey.
He did a
were they
No
good?
Country for Old Men.
Yeah, I remember.
Probably a lot worse than I remember.
Same.
But I watched it because I watched a ton of abridged series back then.
Those were my child, Adam West Slapdog, Xana
Uzumaki.
Yeah, those were my fucking childhood.
Oh man, they were excellent. I mean, like they're much worse than I remember them, but they were
Oh,
good
they
at the time. Like they're terrible, but man, I sure did like them when I was 13.
Yep, same.
No, yeah, but for those who are here, because I know that Nez is still here, but quiet, and Nico left. Just what were your guys' just like overall thoughts on this campaign, just like in total?
For the
like,
people here or the
for the players, I mean, like for Mac, Nez, and Sheer.
I thought it was really good. It was very easy to stay, and especially in the first part. I mean, the second part, I was still a bit disoriented because of the time gap between each. But the first, it was very easy to get. It was very easy to get invested in the setting and the characters, and I thought that was really, really good. And also all the Mystic Doodles mentioned it. I gradually became from, okay, this might as well be happening, to what the fuck this throughout the entire thing. I thought that was very good, especially with the whole setting and stuff increasingly getting like worse and worse as we learned more about what was happening.
Yeah. Also, another thing about the chess game, not how I played in the chess game, but why it was there. So throughout the entirety of the game, you usually only hear about Margaret from word of mouth from Glyceris or Ashlyn. I wanted there to be a moment before the boss fight where you actually conversed with her and got to see what she was like. Because I felt like if you fought her at the final boss and had never talked with her, period, like you don't care about her, you haven't talked with her, you don't know what her personality is like. So the reason for the chess game in that entire segment was that so you could actually interact with her in character, see what her personality is like, and actually kind of get more invested in the secret of what's going on with her family before you go to the final boss.
Yeah. Also, I want to say, like, I like in retrospect, I'm really glad I got the professionalism passive at some point during this, because that seems just really fitting given what happened.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. You couldn't have gotten that at a better time.
I also really genuinely liked the way Winter played as well, because you've got one being that you care about more than anything, and as soon as that there's been serious, grievous harm, there is going to be no forgiveness for this woman, even if everyone else is on board with forgiveness.
Oh yeah,
I like that. I like that degree of strife.
I
thought
love how you just left. That was really good.
By the way, everyone, Void
top-notch.
Spacer, thank you very much, Void Spacer, has drawn us a thing. So,
Yeah,
so we're gonna show it off on the stream now. So let's have a look. See.
You drew that? Dude, you drew that in the time that we were. Holy shit! That was so quick.
That is
It's
super
so
fast.
cool.
Holy
It's beautiful.
Thank you so
You
much.
drew that in the time boss fight and now. That's amazing.
God damn.
Oh, holy shit.
Look at that glorious piece of teeth. Holy frick.
God
But,
damn, that's so good.
Another thing,
God, Clinton's got to step up his game.
while we're talking about it, you guys do get proficiency and stamina from this. I'm gonna say you get both because it's a final boss. Because here's the thing, y'all kind of there's kind of like a disparse between the stamina, the proficiency of the party. Whereas like Abraham has like 40 and some of you still have 20. After this campaign, I'm gonna give you guys all the same amount of proficiency. Because originally I did anime campaign rules where, depending on what you roll at the beginning, you get more different types of proficiency. No, that was a bad idea. I should have just given you all the same amount of proficiency at the start. So
Yeah,
after this
so instead of just like setting you all at the exact same number, if you want Arson, I'm willing to number crunch through all of the previous sessions to figure out like, so you can like define a base number, and then I will figure out like whether people took proficiency or stamina and like proficiency bonuses from nat 20 rolls, and like people can keep like their earned bonuses. If you want me to number crunch through all of the sessions, because I can.
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna start you guys all from scratch and you lose your abilities. I'm just saying superficially, you're at number 45, like let's say, but you all still have the same things that you've gotten, etc., etc. It's just so it makes it easier for me to keep track. But suffice it to say, from defeating that, and we'll also reveal that during the RP session or maybe chapter 4, you have now unlocked sort of part of the No, yeah. I'm not saying you all get them just because we're starting at a new number. You all have new abilities that are called dual techs.
Ooh,
Yeah.
dual tech.
Is this part of like the updated rules they released for like anime campaign like right at the end?
No, yeah. So Winter and Null, you two have a dual tech, and Fadane and Abraham, you two have a dual tech. We'll explain what it is in the RP session or chapter.
I mean, I guess it makes sense from a mechanical standpoint for Abraham and Fadane to have a dual tech, but man, those characters don't interact.
Like
Maybe.
maybe we'll come up with like some dual techs between like all of you, but the idea is so that way like because like sometimes it's really fun to do like big wombo combo moves, and like it's so like planning out your moves to work in tandem instead of you all separately doing things might like be something to encourage in the future.
Yeah, that would probably be better because, like, I mean, like the way I play Abe is like I have a lot of abilities and I never use any of them.
Yeah, you sure do because you're
like,
fucking rich as hell in proficiency.
I mean, even without that, like, it just doesn't make. I mean, I have a bunch of abilities, but it just doesn't make any sense for me to ever use them because using abilities costs stamina, and I like having health.
Yeah, you do.
So if I can
what I do, Winter does. We're constantly on the brink here.
Yeah,
When
and
he
like
left
Abraham and
combat, he was at 3.
Here's what I'm going to say about this. I feel like I'm going to keep it the same way because here's the thing: Abraham and Winter on complete different opposite sides of the spectrum. Abraham, you constantly try and use the environment, which is a good idea. And Winter, you constantly try and use abilities. But here's the thing: both of you were worse off than Fadane or Null in that situation. Both of you weren't doing so hot. You need to have a fusion of the two, of using your environment and your abilities. Because if you do one or the other, both of you are going to suffer for it. Which goes to show in what happened in the final boss, because Abraham was close to death and Winter was close.
Well, I mean, Abraham was mostly close to death because he got fucking punched out by Bane. And even then, Abe still had like 20 health or 18 or so. I think he ended the fight with 15 health. But yeah, no, I get what you mean, but just yeah. Not using my abilities means that I have more health and I can tank more hits.
Yeah, you kind of are the tank now that we think about it. Like, you're the business tank.
Well, here's what I'm going to say in response to that, is that, like, Abraham, like, I appreciate that, like, you're definitely, like, being happy about this. At the same time, it's like, I gave you abilities for him.
No, I know, it's just... I should figure out how to use more of them.
No, yeah, because it's like, I understand you're being like, well, I want to min-max, and it's like, dude, it's in Forgotten Realms. You don't need to min-max.
Yeah, like, I don't... It's just... it's the way I play characters, is just using the environment mostly. And it's like, okay, between using the environment and using an ability, which is better right now, it's usually using the environment.
No, yeah, I love that you
resource control in a game like this, especially since you all lost your rights to heal pretty much, except for Null. Resource management is very vital.
Also, I'll say this right now. Once this chapter is over, you can heal after combat again. I'm not doing that for the rest of the series.
Right.
It was just because you got fucked up with the drug, but like now it can kind of just sort of be assumed that Dr. Glycerus has taken some time to fix whatever they fucked with you.
Nah, yeah, but yeah, like I will say that, like, I like that you're using that to your advantage. I encourage that sort of thing, but at the same time, like, you're gonna need to use those abilities someday.
Yeah, I will.
So we're taking some downtime in RP session next, right? I
yeah,
love the
probably just to like chill out and give us a bit of like...
I love the context of that being like, it's right after the building popped up, right? And we're kind of just chilling, like relaxing. I like the thought that we're sitting in this house and over in the distance, if you just looked out the window, you can see the fucking building out in the distance.
Oh,
you can see the building.
And he's still stood on the top laughing maniacally, like every time you look over, like there's maniacal laughter, but like you just like look out the window, look at the building, look at him, just sort of like close the curtains and just ignore it.
Yeah.
Can we like, also the image that I think we mentioned earlier was the clouds, the lightning that the clouds shoot out is tied to the stock market.
Listen, as much as I like that joke, I'm not about to say that it's canon. If Arson likes it enough, Arson can make it canon.
No. I mean, it's like, here's the thing. When Sheer made that, the way he made the lightning was he actually looked at a graph of the stocks crashing and then drew that. But no, in universe, I don't think Thaddeus has enough power to just make a stock market crash.
No, we're not talking about making a stock market crash. We're talking about, like, the lightning bolts that are probably almost constantly going off around, like, Thaddeus's building are, like, literally, like, representing the stock market, so that, like, the pattern they make is, like, actually the actual stock market's, like,
I like that.
The stock market is also constantly changing, so I think it makes a lot of sense for it to just be whatever.
Yeah, we'll say that's canon. That's
representing whatever the stocks are right now.
We'll say that's
so that way, like, Thaddeus, all he has to do is, like, look out his window, like, the lightning bolt goes off. Ah, yes, I see stocks are doing well today.
Abraham looks out the window. Might be time to look into that gold ETF.
That's so good.
Use his
everything about
it. Stock lightning against him.
Huh?
You're already trying to contemplate how you're gonna beat him? Why do you want to fight him?
Why do you think there's gonna be a fight? It's gonna be like...
Abe can look at the stock line and be like, yes, I could get into this. And he can, like...
Why do you expect there's going to be a fight? All that is directly call out and threaten to kill a direct relative of one of your party members.
Look, all he needs
why that
works is threaten Abraham's fucking oldest shit great-grandfather.
Who might as well be dead anyway.
Like, for all I know, he's probably on life support or in a cryogenic storage of some kind. Possibly both.
I don't see why this warrants some form of action. You can just
like, oh no, you're gonna kill Ricky, the guy who's 142.
Yeah, like, he's abnormally old at this point. It's like, why he could die tomorrow, who cares?
Yeah, like, 142 years, that's a pretty good run! No one really cares!
He lived his life, he certainly did.
He sure did.
It's time for him to go.
Well, shit, I guess I need to come up with a new campaign concept for Champion. Thanks, guys!
Oh, no,
well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, even after, like, Skier's great-grandfather dies, like, I have the feeling that Thaddeus is, like, still rising up, like, periodically and challenging him, because, like, he's, like, he doesn't really understand or cares. Like, he's dead, it doesn't matter, I can still challenge him.
Do you tell me you think that he's currently challenging actual dead men?
I mean, I 100% would believe he'd do it.
I love this characterization of someone who you've only heard speak once.
Yeah, I've only listened to him once, and I already 100% would believe that he would be like, this, like, would, like, actually challenge a man that's been dead for 40 years to a fight.
Hey, I mean, if that's what you think he'd do.
I'll tell you right now, you're wrong.
Yeah, I make no reservations. Objectively wrong, but hey, if that's how you think he operates.
Look, man, Death of the Author, you can't tell me what I'm...
I'm still alive!
Yeah,
no, man, Death of the Author.
I'm right here!
No, your opinion doesn't have any weight. You're like, you gotta treat everything like you're dead. The author's opinions don't matter.
On Death of the Author.
Oh dear.
I will achieve immortality through my fucking works.
On the twitch.tv/Dragon Queen.
Yeah.
This will be here forever.
Yeah, well, we can't reveal too much about, like, your character and things, obviously, because spoilers. We gotta keep a few things secret for Thaddeus campaign.
Yeah, we have to. But anyways, other than that, chat, you have any questions for...
Yeah, any final questions before we call off this, like, special episode? Because I think we've gone over and covered everything we should.
Yeah, I think we have. But, like, let's answer some chat questions if they got any.
Yeah.
Alright. All right, see you later, Void Space. But yeah, like if you
and
want
thank
to,
you, Reed, so much for the drawing. It's great.
it's really good.
You're dead to me, the author. Oh, that's very good. Person who asked 23 months ago, we still miss him. Oh no.
Sometimes we still hear his voice.
Stop telling everyone I'm bad at chess.
Oh, that was the murder. Okay.
I'm not gonna live that down, am I?
No.
Fine, man. You will.
It'll go away.
It was in character.
I know.
It was great.
I know. I
It
still
was
find
great.
it funny.
But the people who vaguely know about chess were very frustrated by it.
Like, I love how it's like Dragon's like, I don't claim to be a good chess player, but here are the 50 reasons that Arson sucks at chess.
I know nothing about chess, but man.
I know some.
I mean, what do you expect?
I mean, I used a cheat code in that. I used a strategy guide in that chess match to make sure that I wouldn't lose.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no way you would have lost even if you didn't use the strategy guide.
God, whatever. But yeah, chat questions. Let's stop. No more chess talk.
This is gonna become the new intro.
Any non-chess chat questions?
Yeah, we're gonna play. It turns out Chapter 4 is gonna end with a chess match between Thaddeus and Abraham. Turns out
He doesn't know how to play chess.
This series, it turns out Journal Secret was Hikaru no chess all along.
It
Like-
turns out Journal Secrets was just an elaborate game of chess.
Chess.
No, like, it turns out that chess is an anomaly in the Journal Seekers universe.
Not.
Just the concept.
Chapter 7 is just chess and nothing but chess.
Can we please stop talking about
It's
chess?
nothing but that chess fight in Harry Potter.
Can we please stop talking
Okay,
about
sorry.
chess?
Okay, some real questions, guys. Some real questions.
Next time it'll be checkers.
Stop.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Arson, what episode of Journal Seekers has been your favorite to play through, which has been your favorite to create? My favorite to create to this day will still be Chapter 2, which is the one that Norman was introduced. 'Cause
That
it-
was a fun chapter.
That was the most fun to create for me because, again, as I've said before on record, the only reason Chapter 2 was what it was to introduce Norman. And by God, I love Norman. Norman is such a fun character.
He's a good dad.
As for the one that I've had the most fun playing in, I'm going to say this one. Because this is the most like an NPC characters have had like been in depth and had like backstories and like actual emotional stakes within the plot. Plus, I just loved the characters that I played. Playing Ashlyn, Margaret, Bane, and Dr. Glycerus were really fun. So I'd say my favorite to create thus far is definitely Screaming Mountains, and my favorite to play in thus far was Resident Biohazard. I'll tell you right now, the one I had the most fun creating wasn't Resident Biohazard because that took 6 months.
Yeah, no, this.
Yeah, Resident Biohazard took fucking since January and was forever and
Who's your
lots
favorite
of
character
work.
in Biohazard?
Or
Or your favorite NPC in Resident Biohazard?
my favorite NPC in Resident Biohazard definitely has to be Ashlyn. I like playing Ashlyn a lot, and she's sort of. Because here's the thing, I have this thing where I tend to.
I'm glad we saved Ashley.
No, yeah. Here's the thing. I tend to have this thing where it's like have the complete opposite opinions of like people that like. I'm one of the few people who defends Slippy Toad, and I don't know why people hate Slippy so much. So I wanted to create a character that sort of embodied like the helpful NPC character, because like a lot of people seem to have hate for like. I mean, an escort mission can be done bad, and like there is such thing as creating a bad NPC, but like characters like Slippy and Navi don't deserve the bad rep they get. So I wanted to create a character like that where they were still an escort, but you still liked them.
Yeah.
I mean, usually I think what people dislike is like repetitive voice samples playing endlessly.
Yeah, plus the fact that, like, in a lot of escort missions, the major problem with them is the AI is so goddamn awful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they can't defend themselves or anything. They just stand there and take it. And they blame you for it. What the
Oh,
frick?
yeah, no, like, oh, you know what's worse? Even worse? Like, stealth escort missions.
Ooh.
Because like the AI in escort, like escort AIs are almost always invariably bad to begin with. So having to deal with one in a stealth segment is actual hell.
Like, and all you'd have to, the fucked up thing is that all you have to do to make it good is like you have your character move to safety, and then you switch over control to your escort. That's all you have to do to make it bearable and like good.
I'd say it's a pretty good failsafe for that. But yeah, let's see. Any other questions?
Oh, Mystic Doodles posted a base sketch, so I'm going to switch so the stream can see that.
No, yeah, it's really good. Can't wait to see the full version too.
Yeah, so when you do the full version, like post it on Tumblr, journals, we'll be sure to reblog it on our official Journal Seekers thingamajig.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I can't wait to see it finished.
Again, like thank you to every last one of you who like make fan art and like ask us questions and just like enjoy our streams.
Yeah, and come and hang out and watch like. And also thank you really so much to the person who subscribed using their Twitch Prime.
Oh shit, we got a first subscriber? Hell yeah!
No, this is our second subscriber. Cod of Wisdom has been a sub for ages.
Oh, thank you,
wow.
God. Thank you so
much. We have subscribers. We're gonna get some on YouTube
we have
soon,
2 whole subscriber now.
No, yeah, which is more than on Twitch. But what I'm gonna say is that Journal Seekers is the first project that I've ever like publicly put anywhere, and like I put my heart and soul into creating Journal Seekers, and it's been a long process in the making. And the fact that there are people who are willing to watch and support us, despite the fact that we're a small group of people just coming together to tell a story, it really means a lot to us. And I can't speak for everybody here, but I imagine that like it means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to everybody.
Honestly, it's pretty surreal to me.
Same.
Oh
God. Like to be able to be a part of something like this is just really great.
Yeah, like I've been making things on the internet for like like almost 10 years now, and to have people actually, pay attention to and even care about the things that I do and the things that the people around me who have actually made it possible have done is very weird and different
like
than what I'm used to.
Journal Seekers is really fun because like we have like this is one of this has got like a really good following so far, and it's like really like encouraging to see so many people like come and make things for it and talk about it and enjoy watching it. It's like it's really nice to have people like come and enjoy it so much.
The only thing I wouldn't appreciate from fans is that if we got big enough for Pat to make a theory about us, I'd burn everything afterwards.
Oh man, I would be so honored if fucking Pat gave us a shitty theory because
oh man, no. Here's the thing: if Matt was to like make a game theory video bullshit or something about our thing, like I will go through the YouTube copyright infringement things or something and see if I can have any legal standing to take it fucking down.
Guys, these are all such complicated solutions.
No. We would lose every bit of like respect we gained if we
there's such an easy solution here. Arson can just say that that's not the case.
We can just come out and say
you can no-sell any theory that's made about your shit because you're the one in charge of the lore.
Yeah, no.
Even if he's right, I'd be willing to do the rewrite, to be honest.
Oh my god, I love that! Oh, you know what, Matt? You were right, but fuck you.
Oh no, I'd never tell him. I wouldn't give him the satisfaction of knowing.
I wouldn't give him the satisfaction of knowing.
There would be an anomaly in the world.
Forever.
It's like when Toby Fox posted Sam's isn't Nest, shut the fuck up.
No, except this would be, even if Matt Pat were right, we would change the canon so he's wrong.
Yeah. You see, there was an anomaly that changed the course of time and space to make it so that Matt Pat was wrong.
Yeah.
That's a canon thing in Journal Seekers. Anything Matt Pat says about this is immediately changed so that he's wrong.
Matt Pat is an anomaly who's just constantly wrong.
Also, Soup in the chat, stealing my long con. No, Soup, we can never take that away from what you're doing. You won't let us name drop.
Of course not.
Long con? What does that mean?
There's a thing.
Soup's long con is to make a video game.
Can we make a plug for Soup's game, even though it's not out, so it'll bother Soup?
No, he's gonna kill us. Like, fucking, you can. I'm not gonna be complicit in this.
I'm fine. Soup's already killed me once. Everybody, keep an eye out for Radioactive, game by Forget About It Studios.
Yeah, Soup's whole deal is he's making a game so that Matt Pack can make a game theory about it, and Soup can say, "No, fuck you, you're wrong." It's good.
Yeah.
This game is best experienced while also listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
Ignore everything about it.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Is this a podcast?
No, I'm roasting Soup about something else that he did.
I guess what we're
Oh,
I mean, this is
okay.
like basically a podcast with minor visuals. Like we've been talking with
like Thrilling Intent.
I guess. I actually haven't watched a lot of Thrilling Intent.
Yeah,
Thrilling Intent's good.
Jay's
great.
I watched it. I know it's good.
I've watched Thrilling Intent. I know it's good, but I haven't followed it since Before the Storm, or
Before the Storm's the latest thing.
The Storm is the current. The Calm was the previous.
Oh yeah, the Calm Before the Storm. Yeah. I haven't. I stopped at the Calm after I saw. I love Journal Seekers, yes, but I also love Thrilling Intent. It's just, I feel like they jumped the shark.
What, Thrilling Intent?
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, I haven't even caught up to close to that. Like, I'm still with them being in like the shadow area or whatever. But,
Don't worry about it. Don't want to spoil anything. It's good.
Yeah. But yeah,
Big War was long.
But yeah, there's that, and just like, is there any other questions before? Because I'm thinking we're ending to around the time where we should call it a day. So if you have any,
I'm probably gonna hang out voice chat in the.
Don't forget about Tumblr.
No, yeah. Don't forget to check out our Tumblr for Journal Seekers and enter the Discord if you haven't already.
Oh yeah, we should probably all plug our shit.
I mean, you're more than welcome to. You're more than welcome to plug all your shit. You have shilling permission from me.
Okay. I have.
Oh, I left the Roll 20, so.
Okay,
I mean, you don't need to be
have-
on Roll 20 to shill.
I have a Twitch channel. I've been streaming video game speedruns and level design.
Oh.
You can find that at twitch.tv/skier. I have a YouTube channel where I like swear I make things sometimes. That's over at SkierAD. I have a blog where I've been talking about the stock market every couple months. That's over at skier.blog. That's my shilling.
All right, then who wants to shill next?
I guess I will. I have a Tumblr, and that is Doodle Draws Things on Tumblr. And then I have a Twitter, and that's Deus Ex McKenna on Twitter, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I have a Twitter as well. I don't want to shill it, even though I like.
I mean, you don't have to
tweets.
shill things you don't wanna.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And so
in terms of my own shilling, however, if you're on this channel, then you have access to literally everything that I would want to shill about. I make a lot of other games that aren't as high a quality production. Like, I stream a lot of other games that I'm in, because I just enjoy streaming in general, so, like, anytime I'm in a game, I tend to stream it. A lot of them aren't quite as, like, higher quality productions as Journal Seekers. Like, we really try and, like, bust our ass to like make Journal Seekers something really entertaining to watch. But like there's a lot of other games on here that I play in that I personally enjoy. Some of them are probably better to watch than others. I'm hoping to play video games on stream a bit more in the future. But the problem is like sometimes if I'm just not feeling it or I'm busy, I'm like, whatever, and then it gets left in the dust for 5 years.
I guess I'll shill, although I don't really have anything to shill because I'm not a content creator. So you can find me in the Dragon's Lair Discord and talk to me or don't. I'm a pretty cool guy to be around. At least I hope so.
Yeah, Austin's great.
Austin's a rad guy.
Austin is a very rad guy.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna
I need
say
to remind myself of something real fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we can call it there. Thank you all for watching Resident Biohazard. It'll be sometime, well, not sometime because we're gonna be doing the RP session next, but I mean for chapter 4 in the one shot, it'll be sometime. We'll try and be a lot quicker than this one because this one took 6 months. But yeah, so thank you all for coming. Say goodbye to chat.
Bye.
Bye, Chad. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for joining.
See you next chapter.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming in. I'm gonna try and continue working on making Abraham a better character and also just better character acting and all that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hopefully we have a lot more character interaction next time because it will be a whatchamacallit session. Roleplay, that was what I was thinking of. Yeah. So we'll be able to like lay down some more like character interaction and a little bit more like world building stuff hopefully in the future. But thank you all again for coming, and thank for the people who stopped by to watch our like show off things, like just generally chat more in depth session thing. This was the first time we've done one of these, and I think it turned out well. It was like a fun thing to do.
It's a fun thing to do for people who want some behind the scenes.
Yeah, it was a really nice behind the scenes piece. So thank you all for the people who stopped by to watch the behind the scenes. Thanks for all the people who came to watch, just the main thing. Thanks to all the people who drew things. If you want to draw more things in between now and next session, if you post them into the art section or post them on Tumblr, we'll reblog them on Tumblr. And if you post them in the art section, since next one is a roleplay and it will be somewhat tangentially related, I'll see about like showing off the art from then as well, like we did this time. So thank you again. Bye!